Hi, this is Ray with another tutorial. This time we are going in depth on how to create a team, both early game and late game. First up, we'll start with early game. So early game, when you're first starting out, your biggest limiter is, of course, your troop costs. You could view this right here when you go on any army deploy thing. In this case, my troop cost is 16. However, when you start out, your city level 2 troop cost is only 10. So you could only really choose heroes with 5 or less troop costs. You could do a 6 and a 4, like 6 and a 4. You could do 2 5s, a 7 and a 3. Either way, but you have to stay at or under that troop cost, unfortunately. You can view your troop cost by looking at your heroes and seeing all these numbers right beside them. For example, Ares, his troop cost is 6, while Apollo's is 7. Oftentimes, after getting a couple city levels, people will have a team of like 2 level 5 ones, as well as Yuki Onna, which is only a 3 troop cost one. For example, right when I started out, I had a troop cost of 15 after my first boost of resources and farming. So I made a team out of Ares, Yang Jin, I'm terrible at these names, and Isis. Mainly because all of their troop costs fit within my max cost. The other thing to look out for starting game is all of these ranks. So for example, Ares, at Spears, he's a tier S. At Calf, he's a tier A, at both he's a tier C. Here I'll pull up a thing that shows that if it's Spears, you only get, if it's Spears in this case, any tier S really, in the case Spears or Shields, you get 120% on top of all of these. So if your strength is at 100, it would be counted as 120. If it's rank A, it's counted as 100%. So if your strength is 100, it'll just be 100 in battles. If it's tier B, then it's 80%. So if it's 100, then you really get 80. And C is 70%. Obviously, early on, you wanted to try to get as high as possible because that will be carrying you for the most part. When you first start out, your main team will only have 2 slots. I know when you first start out in Egypt, you get Medusa and some other random 3-star like Lancelot. In order to get 3 units into your main team, you have to go into city construction, military building. You have to get your main city up to level 4 and get this Valhalla Hall right here. Every level of this will allow you to have 1 more team in your main city with 3 deployable generals. So for example, when you first start, I only have 2, but since I upgraded it, these 2 top slots can all have 3 deployable generals. If you like some suggestions from the developers themselves, they put together an entire lineup list. To access this list, go to Recruit, and then on the bottom right hand corner, hit Line Recommendation. For beginners, it gives a whole bunch of starting up things with low troop costs, then there's kind of medium, and then way advanced. Anyways, that wraps up the starting lineup tutorial, and I head over to my main account on server 3 and show you some more late game stuff. Now that we are on my server 3 account, we could look into some more late game strategies. Obviously late game, in theory, you should have a whole lot more heroes to choose from getting some hopefully very lucky draws. In my case, my main team that I decided to go with is Poseidon, Ares, and Leonidas. They are all tier S spears, meaning they get a 20% bonus on all of their stats. They are also all of the same faction. See this little symbol right here? It all matches, means in this case they are all Greek. So with the faction, you get a faction bonus that is dependent on your cheer building level. So you go from city construction to military building, then you scroll down to the cheers. In this case, my Greece cheer is all the way at level 10. So I get an extra 10% on top of the 20% tier S spear bonus. I also get an extra 10% experience since my Greek cheer is at full level. Each level of the cheer gives you an extra percent bonus, so level 1, 1%, 2, 2%, and so on to level 10 being 10%. You can also upgrade these buildings right here, all the conquest buildings. Each level of the conquest buildings boosts your army's strength, intelligence, defense, and speed by 2 points. So at max level, you get an extra 20 points for each slot. Another very important thing, this is my favorite building of all, is the barracks. As you probably already found out by now, each level of your character only gives you an extra 100 troops. Obviously, that's not going to allow you to take out these higher level tiles that have 27k plus troops. So you need to compensate for that somehow. In this case, it is with the barracks. What they do is they allow you to have more troops per hero. At full level barracks, as you can see, each one of my generals gets an extra 5,000 troops. If you go starting out with the barracks, you get, let's see, an extra 200 troops per level. So first level, bam, you get an extra 200 troops. Now my city has an extra 200 to all of its armies. Other big thing is awakening your units. I believe in one of the earlier chapters of Quest it says awaken one of your units. What you do to awaken said unit is you go to a unit and you level up their first skill all the way to level 10. This will allow you to unlock its third skill slot. Once you see it, you'll see a you can awaken symbol right here. You click on it, and you have to sacrifice 2 cards of the same rarity. If I were to want to awaken a purple card, also it's already awakened. If I wanted to awaken this card, I would have to sacrifice 2 other purple tier cards. Now this is a gigantic pain when it comes to legendary cards, because purple cards, you could literally just go to recruit, epic recruitment, and then recruit multiple and get a whole bunch. However, as you know, all of these 5-star ones are very rare. From the event lines, I know you can get city guards. These ones, they're literally just really trash cards meant for sacrificing to be awakened, to awaken other characters. So, yeah, what you do is you focus on just one team at a time once you have it built, and you focus on pouring everything into awakening this one team, so you can get some really good skills on all of them. So yeah, that concludes this in-depth how to build a team tutorial.